Tonight, we've got a bit of an update on a story we brought you a few weeks ago. Now, that's of a family on the State House waiting list. 6 of them, including a sick baby, were jammed into a one-bedroom private rental unit. That was despite medical advice saying that the accommodation was unsuitable. They'd been waiting on and off for 4 years. Well, good news for them, the wait is finally over. They've made it into a state house. Just a reminder, it's a working family bringing in around $44,000 a year, and they're struggling to pay the $365 a week for their private rental. Their youngest child recently had meningitis, and that prompted Middlemore Hospital to write a letter saying that the family's overcrowded conditions were putting the baby's recovery at risk. But after Checkpoint got involved, MSD admitted it had overlooked the hospital letter, and as a consequence, the family's priority rating jumped up 2 notches. Well, today, I went with cameraman Nick Monroe to see the family at their new South Auckland house. We have just arrived outside the family's new house, and so you can get a bit of an idea of what I'm looking at here. It's what I imagined, a traditional state house. It's weatherboard, it's very clean and tidy looking from the outside, a sort of greyy green paint colour. I think there's 2 bedrooms facing out to the road, identical sets of windows, and I look around and someone's been hard at work here because there's a lot of new fencing. Remember, this is a family that's got 4 young kids, and in the front yard, freshly mown lawns and a giant tree. Let's go and see what inside is like. A front porch with a neat row of pint-sized shoes shows they've already got a foothold here. Hello.
Hi.
So this is your new house.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can I come in?
Come in.
Just take my shoes off.
Okay.
Okay, so first impressions, and I've got to keep my voice down because the baby's just having a nap, is the carpet appears to be new. There's the smell of new paint and possibly, well, carpet cleaning. Apparently there was a sign that said they had done pest control in the house as well. Some of the walls seem to be freshly painted. It's very clean and tidy, and there are curtains on all of the windows as well, and I'm told that insulation is going into the property in the roof and underfloor, and that should happen in the next couple of weeks. What's also new for this family is the space to spread out, play and sleep even. These young brothers have gone from bouncing off the walls to just bouncing on the tramp in their very own backyard. Their delight is infectious. Mum describes this house, their house, as a miracle. What do you think of your new house?
Oh my gosh, it's a dream come true to our family. We are very happy and we are so excited about our house. It's a big house and it's a big place for us and the kids.
Remind us, how much did you pay at the other unit where you were staying? What was the rent there?
It's $365.
And what about now that you've got this house?
It's now $221. Yeah.
And what does that mean for you?
It's more helpful for my partner too.
More left over?
Yeah.
For the power and food?
He's got some extra help for us.
A reminder, they've come from a 1-bedroom unit of about 60 metres square. Dad and the older 3 boys often slept in the lounge together, meaning his 4 a.m. wake-up call was everybody's wake-up call. So when the alarm goes off at 4 in the morning for you to go to work?
Yes.
Your boys wake up?
Everyone's wake up.
A recent cut in overtime hours sent the family's income plummeting, but with no corresponding rise up the State House waiting list. And for Dad, the weight of responsibility was crushing.
Sometimes my partner rang me to come home. I told her, I can't come home. I don't want my kids to struggle. I don't want them to stay with no food.
After Checkpoint got involved, the Ministry of Social Development admitted it had overlooked a hospital letter, noting the baby of the house had suffered meningitis and the family's overcrowded conditions were putting his recovery at risk. The family's priority was reassessed and raised, and here we are in their new lounge.
This is the first room.
And we'll be quiet because baby is asleep.
Yeah, this is and sixth room. They share this room. That's their beds. Yeah.
New beds?
New beds.
And their very own room.
Their very own room.
Bedroom number 2.
Yeah, number 2, bedroom number 2. This is for and
right.
Yeah, they share their beds.
So you've got some brand new bunk beds.
Yeah, that's another brand new bed.
So MSD helped you with to get some beds for the boys?
Yes.
And it must be a bit of an adventure for them to learn to sleep in their own rooms.
Yes, not really familiar and not really get used to sleep on their own beds. And this is the number 3 bedroom.
Number 3?
Yes, this is our room.
Did you imagine that you would live in a house with 3 bedrooms? You hoped?
No, I didn't. I didn't imagine I can stay and live in this nice and big bedroom now.
Does it feel like home already?
Feel like home now. I can make it my home now. This is my home. And especially my family, especially the boys, they like it. They're very happy. They're more excited. Coming after school, oh, welcome. They always say, hi, Mom, welcome to our home. They always say, my older one, he's happy. He say, oh, I'm more happy to come home. Not like the old place. So he just come and straight in his room and play with his stuff. And then, it's a miracle. It's there.
You feel like it's a miracle?
Yes. Oh. Finally, I got a home and I'm very happy, excited.
We move into the backyard. It's flat and fenced, and if you're 5 or under, it's practically a stadium and an endless opportunity to explore your prospects as a rugby player, frisbee thrower, acrobat, or all of the above. Along for the tour is social worker Alistair Russell from the Mangere East Family Service Centre. He fought for this family to get a house.
The end result for this family is absolutely amazing. It's taken a large amount of work. It's taken some pushing to get both Housing New Zealand and Work and Income to come to the party.
So when they looked back at this case, they find the letter and they bump the family up a couple of notches on the waiting list. And I suppose the reality of that is that they then leapfrog someone else who's on the waiting list. Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? There's still 11-odd thousand people waiting in the queue.
That's the reality, is that what we have done is, for want of a better phrase, queue jumped this family to the top of the list and got a great result for this family, but there are 11,000 plus other families who are still in very similar situations with very similar needs, who won't have access to that advocacy, they won't have the media coverage, they won't be getting into housing anytime soon.
Right now, for this family, a new roof over their heads makes them feel the sky is the limit.